Hey everyone. So we're starting day 2 of what I promised to be doing, which is sharing more information by video about the essential oils. So hopefully I'll get the hang of this and get more comfortable with it. But definitely enjoy sharing. So you guys are totally worth uh, helping me stretch myself. So I'm going to give everyone time to maybe log on a little bit or join us if you have time. And hopefully the rest of the week I'll be able to do these a little more consistently during the time of the day. It's just been hectic days, so just having to do it as I can so far this week. But yesterday we talked about just orientation on the essential oils and wanted to go ahead and move a little more forward on them some from the basics and continuing the basics, the fundamental information about essential oils that I think is most important for you to be familiar with, because I think it will help you distinguish on the quality of the oils and just be more comfortable as you are maybe starting, hopefully, to start using the oils. But today I'm going to talk about, do essential oils work? My family and I got introduced to essential oils 2 years ago. And since then, we use essential oils every way you can imagine and throughout our house and through our everyday lives. There's essential oil bottles in every single room of the house practically. And then same with the household cleaners as well. And I'll talk about those in a little bit too, because I want to talk about that today. So they're just wonderful and easy to use. So get ready for a wonderful new adventure if you haven't started already using your oils and learning all about them. But first I want to talk about, do they work? So the answer is yes, they do. But there's some important background information that you need to know about, and that's what I wanted to share today. Many people will buy a bottle of lavender from a farmer's market, a grocery store, or online, and they'll be able to get it for $4 a bottle. And they're thinking, woohoo, I got a great deal. Well, let me give you some background on that. The lavender may smell nice in your bath or however you're using it, but it's never had any significant effect on your bodies if you're getting the less expensive oil like that. And there's reasons, and I want you to be sure to understand that. In the United States, there's no rating system for essential oils. The closest that we get is an FDA requirement that in order to label a bottle of essential oil pure or therapeutic grade, that the contents of that bottle have to have at least 5% of essential oils. Again, 5%, and it can be labeled pure or therapeutic grade. So there are 4 grades of essential oils that you need to understand and be familiar with. There's grades A, B, C, and D. So grade A is therapeutic. It's made from organically grown plants that are distilled at low temperatures. Grade B are food grade oils, and they may contain synthetics, pesticides, fertilizers, chemical extenders, or carrier oils. Grade C oils, they're the perfume oils. They often contain adulterated chemicals. They also usually have use solvents to be created, and for example, hexane can be found in them, and they do that to have a higher yield of the oil that they get from the harvest. And solvents can cause cancer, and they're in many store-bought oils. They may be diluted 80 to 95% with alcohol. So your grade D oils are what's called floral water. And floral water is aromatic only. It's usually the byproduct of the grade A distillation. And after all the oil is pulled out, that leftover trash water or floral water is sold to companies who will fill the 5% of the requirement of the bottle with this leftover trash water and then fill the rest with carriers and label it pure. So important things to understand about the grades. Grade A is the only true pure oil. Grade D would be like going into your refrigerator, getting a glass of orange juice, diluting it 95% before you drink it. You wouldn't get the full benefits of the orange juice doing that, and the same applies in the essential oils. That's why you want grade A oils. But before you purchase, check to see if the company grows their own plants, if they come from their own farms, if they have control over the entire process of the plant from the soil to the seed to the seal. These are very, very important. Pesticides, pollution, previously farmed land, all of it can affect the quality of the oil. Young Living's essential oils are grade A. Why should you go to the extra step of using an oil to get away from a chemical and then use an oil laden with chemicals? It just doesn't make any sense. One of the things that stands out to me about Young Living's seed to seal process, it's a promise of integrity, purity, and potency. Gary Young, the founder of Young Living, he has said that he never makes an oil for profit. He makes it for a purpose. And when you hear him speak, you know that comes straight from his heart. He's very passionate about that. Seed to seal means each plant is hand weeded. There's no pesticides used, no chemicals, and no weed killers. The plants are harvested at their very peak, and that's done with tremendous precision, interacting in the fields and testing constantly. I think it's hourly as we're getting close to the right time to harvest, to make sure they really do it at the optimal point for the plant itself. Then they're put through, once they're harvested, then they're put through rigorous testing, and then from there they go from the farm directly to our homes, never touching anything other than the soil they were grown in, stainless steel, and glass. Seed to seal is not a slogan, it's a promise. You can learn more about this in the Young Living story, if you're not already familiar with it, and falling in love with the company yourself, as I have, by going to seedtoseal.com. And in that website, you will learn all about the seed to seal promise and process, and the rigor that goes into caring for the plants properly to make sure that they are at optimal health and yield when they are harvested, and then every step of the way until the sealed bottle comes to us, the total attention that goes into that, just not matched anywhere. Why do some oil companies sell oils more cheaply? It's all about money and profit. You can spray your crops with pesticides, and that gets you more crop to distill. If you use a chemical solvent to extract the oil, you get more to pull out. If you dilute it with a cheaper oil or a carrier oil, you're extending the amount. You stretch the amount that you have distilled. Most essential oils are sold cheaply because companies cut corners. Just plain and simple. Let me tell you a little bit about how the oils are made if you're not familiar with the distillation process. And it varies a little bit. There's two types of distillation methods that are used to yield the essential oils. Most essential oils are heat or steam distilled from all or parts of the plants and trees and shrubs. However, citrus essential oils, they are cold pressed from the rind of the fruit. And so that's very important to know, because it's not the meaty, pulpy part inside. It's the rind, the part that protects the fruit. So that's the two processes. And it takes a great deal of work to produce a tiny amount of essential oil. And let me have fun sharing some little facts with you to give you perspective of this. 60,000 rose blossoms, yes, I said 60,000, provide only 1 ounce of rose oil. Lavender is a little more abundant. It takes 220 pounds of lavender to provide 7 pounds of oil. And then there's jasmine. Jasmine flowers must be picked by hand before the sun becomes too hot on the very first day that the flowers open, thus making jasmine oil one of the most expensive oils in the world. It takes 8 million hand-picked blossoms to produce 2.2 pounds of oil. And then there's sandalwood. A sandalwood tree must be 30 years old and 30 feet high before it can be cut down for distillation. But a little goes a long way. That's the great news. Most oils are $10 to $30 a bottle, and a 5 ml bottle contains about 90 drops, and a 15 ml bottle contains about 250 drops. And each application is about 1 to 3 drops, meaning that in the small bottles you would get 45 to 90 applications. So that's great news in realizing how far the oils go, because they are so truly concentrated. Thieves Cleaner, for example, is made of plants only, and it costs about $1.50 a bottle to make. It replaces, and you can't get this at the grocery store in the organic section for those kind of prices, but it replaces the multi-purpose cleaners, glass cleaners, floor cleaners, toilet cleaners, you name it. The organic version of these would run you about $4 to $6 a bottle. And it's so much fun working with Thieves. You can be very creative on all the different ways that you can use Thieves, but you can pretty much completely empty out your chemical-filled household cleaner cabinet and just replace it with a 64-ounce bottle of Thieves household cleaner that will go a long, long, long way. And then you just have some extra spare bottles to create your various mixes for the different surfaces that you'd be cleaning with the Thieves. It's just that simple. So I hope that helps shed a little more light on the oils, and that you're having fun learning about them. That's my whole goal for sharing with you. Tomorrow we're going to talk about our essential oils safe, and lots to talk about there, good stuff. So hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Bye.